Hey everybody, it's Matt Cavallo from Situation Positive. It's January, and that means that your health insurance benefits have reset and you're going to start having out-of-pocket medical expenses again. Nobody likes those, so I'm going to teach you in this video how to minimize the amount of money that you have to spend out of pocket for medical expenses each year. Before I do that, I'm going to teach you a couple common health insurance terms. And, if you don't have a chance to get a piece of paper and a pen and write this stuff down, don't worry about it. You can go to our blog at situationpositive.org, and all of the information that I share with you today will be available at situationpositive.org. So the first definition is going to be deductible. Deductible is the amount of money that you have to spend out of pocket before insurance will kick in and start paying money for covered medical expenses. I'm just going to use nice round numbers. Let's say you have a $1,000 deductible. You will have to pay $1,000 out of pocket for covered medical expenses before insurance will kick in and start to pay. Okay? So the first $1,000 goes towards that deductible. Next is coinsurance. So oftentimes, once you meet a deductible, you have what's called coinsurance. A lot of them are 80-20, meaning that insurance pays 80% and you would pay 20%. For example, if there was a $100 charge, you had met your deductible and you had to pay coinsurance, insurance would pay $80 and you would pay $20 for covered medical expenses. Okay, so first comes the deductible, next comes coinsurance, then finally you get to your max out of pocket. So if you look at your health insurance plan, you have a max out of pocket for in-network and out-of-network services, okay? So let's say your max out-of-pocket is $2,000. You meet your deductible of $1,000, then you have coinsurance until you've had a max out-of-pocket spend of $2,000, and then after that, the insurance will pay covered medical expenses at 100%. It's very important, right? Because if we can get you to that max out of pocket without spending money from your own pocket, then all of your covered medical expenses will be paid at 100% by the insurance company, meaning you would have zero out of pocket expenses. So how do I do that? I do it through planning. Okay, I have a chronic illness. So that means that I have, at this point, I've been living with a chronic illness for 15 years, and I know everything I'm going to have to do to manage that chronic illness through the year. I've got 2 IV infusions, and those are going to be my most expensive treatments that I have throughout the year. In any given year, those 2 treatments are going to be the most expensive, except for some unforeseen, hospitalization or something. My 2 IV treatments are going to cost me the most money. Then I have blood work and MRIs. I need those for my doctor to authorize my treatments. And then I have 2 neurologist visits a year to authorize my treatment and manage my MS, right? So I've got 8 medical appointments just to manage my chronic illness every year, assuming that nothing else happens. Okay, I've got a minimum of these amount of appointments. So what I do is in January, I have my first IV treatment. And this is critical for minimizing your out-of-pocket spend. One of the things I'm going to teach you in another video is that pharmaceutical companies offer financial assistance programs. That money can go towards your deductible. Okay? So a lot of these financial assistance programs don't have any income qualifier. So, many of us go ahead and we get our medications and we spend money out of our own pocket, and we don't even know that we qualify for financial assistance through the pharmaceutical companies. I'm going to teach you more about that in a different video, but for purposes of this, the reason I get my first IV MS treatment in January is because my pharmaceutical company, through my financial assistance program, is going to come in and pay my deductible. So let's say I've got that $1,000 deductible. I go ahead and in January, I have my first treatment. I get my IV. My pharmaceutical company is paying 100% of my deductible. I've got zero out-of-pocket expenses, and I've reached my deductible in January for the year. A lot of people don't know that you can do that, right? And so I don't have to have another doctor's appointment, MRI, or blood test until May to authorize my June treatment. So already in January, I've reached my deductible by spending $0. And then, depending on how they bill it, you could get to your max out of pocket in that first treatment. But if I have any other things pop up, at this point, I'm already to my co-insurance, right? So I've reached my deductible, spending $0, and now I'm only paying 20% for any covered medical expense. Next, I have my MRI and my blood test and my doctor's appointment, and then I have my second infusion, which I'll do in June. During that second infusion, I usually hit my max out of pocket for the year. The pharmaceutical company, the financial assistance program, kicks in and pays up to my max out of pocket. So I've made it from January to June just paying co-insurance, just paying 20% with help from my pharma company, right? So it's critical that you take advantage of these programs. And you know what? Even if you think you may not qualify, you just might. You just call the number and go through the enrollment process, and you'll be surprised. These programs are there to help you. So I'm at June, and I've reached my max out of pocket, having spent very little of my own money. I'm using programs to pay for my stuff, right? What's that mean for me? Once you hit your out-of-pocket max, then 100% of your medical visits are covered going forward. So let's say I need some physical or occupational or speech therapy. I'm going to wait until after June till I've hit my max out of pocket, and then I'm going to go have those appointments because they'll be covered at 100%. Say you need to see some other specialists. I got a funny story. I was just at my dermatologist in December, and I had a credit there. Can you imagine? I asked what my copay was, and they were like, "You have a credit." Do you know why? Because I had reached my max out of pocket, and I had seen him earlier in the year and paid my copay. So when they went to run my benefits, I actually had a credit at the doctor's office. Isn't that amazing? I showed up, I should have had a $70 copay, but because I use insurance in this way and I use third-party payers to help me pay these expenses, I actually had a credit. The doctor's office actually paid me for my visit. Planning. It is all about planning. I have acid reflux and allergies, so I have to get medications monthly. By June, once I hit my max out of pocket, I pay $0 at the pharmacy for the rest of the year for my medications. So I always try to, by the end of December, get a 90-day supply, right? So I time it so my last refill in December, I'll get 90 days worth of allergy and acid reflux medication, so I don't have another out-of-pocket pharmacy expense until March. So I don't know if you guys are seeing it here, but I'm using financial assistance programs that are available to help me pay for my out-of-pocket spend. Then once I get to a certain plateau where everything is covered, then I start utilizing all of the other medical services. Okay? So that way, in doing so, I'm taking full advantage of the benefits that come with health insurance. Okay? Because once you reach your financial commitments, however you get there, right? There's no rules on how you get there. Once you get there, then you can take care of things that you've been putting off for a long time. You know, maybe you had a certain specialist you were going to go to, but you didn't want to have to spend that extra money. If you plan, if you have a situation like me where you know what your treatments are, you know how much they're going to cost, you enroll in a program, then after June, at least in my case, and I've worked with a lot of people that started doing the same thing and have started receiving the same types of benefits, right? If you plan it the right way, you'll be able to catch up on all those things that you've been putting off. This has been Matt Cavallo for Situation Positive. Please go to our website for more ways to live well with a chronic illness. We really appreciate if you like and subscribe to our videos. That helps our community grow. And speaking of community, come join our community. We have tons of free resources that help you live your best life with a chronic illness. Once again, this is Matt from Situation Positive. Stay positive, everybody.